You know, I often get questions. Okay, I've canned it, but now what do I do with it? So I'll every so often be making a video on how I use some of the products I can. And today's video features cherries in wine sauce. And you just click on that little eye right there. It'll take you right to the canning video. But today is to tell you how we use it. So I'm going to show you a couple recipes today, but down below this video I've left links to other recipes that you can try using your cherries and wine sauce. In some cases you may have to thicken the sauce or do some other things to make it applicable to the recipe, but there sure is a lot of ways you can use your pint jar of cherries in wine sauce. Today I'm going to show a real simple meat sauce and making a dessert. I decided I was going to make a parfait with the cherries and wine sauce thickened a bit on the bottom, and then homemade cheesecake pudding on top. Doesn't that sound good? I'm going to show that to you in just a minute. So here's our cherries from the jar, the pint jar. As you can see, it's pretty liquid. I put in a tablespoon of the instant tapioca. We'll see if that's enough because we want the juice thicker, more pie-like. So I'm going to get this up to boiling and then I'll be back. So as you can see, it's rolling boil even when I'm stirring it. So we're going to take it off the burner. I ended up putting 1.5 tablespoons in of the tapioca. I just didn't think it was getting quite thick enough. And as you can see, I poured it in the dish, already starting to thicken. I'm just going to put them in the refrigerator until it's time to top them with the cheesecake pudding. Now it's time to make our cheesecake pudding. In here we have 3 tablespoons sugar and 2 tablespoons cornstarch. And then we want just a pinch of kosher salt. So we're just going to whisk this together. Some dust coming out. Okay. And then we're going to pour in our milk. And this is 1 1/4 cup milk. Now we want to whisk it again. So we're going to continue to whisk this for about 3 or 4 minutes until some bubbles pop up and it seems to be thickening. So we'll be back. Okay, actually it's been about 5 minutes and I'm finally feeling it thickening. Now we're going to put in our room softened cream cheese, a brick of it. Okay. It should melt right in there. And we're going to add a teaspoon of vanilla. Okay, we just want to whisk this up well. And it is hot. Get all that cream cheese mixed into it. I don't want it lumpy. And I hope this thickens into pudding. The directions said 3 to 4 minutes, but it just didn't seem like long enough. Okay, now I'm going to whisk it. And we'll be back when we're done doing that. We've got it all spooned in, the pudding on top. Doesn't that look nice? And then I just ground up with my hands a little graham cracker just to get a little topping. You don't have to do that. I thought it was just a little bit more cheesecakey that way. And now we're going to pop them in the refrigerator until supper time. Okay, while our dessert is in the refrigerator, let's talk about some other fantastic desserts. Look at this picture. This is fallen chocolate cake with red wine cherry sauce. The cake is flourless and it features bittersweet chocolate. It just looks so, so good. Now, of course, you can also use your cherry sauce as over ice cream or over a cheesecake. But there's many other desserts you could make. My family loves cobblers, so here's a recipe for red cherry wine cobbler. It looks so good and it's really easy. For this recipe, all you have to do is open a jar of your cherries and wine sauce and put in a little thickening and make your topping and then bake it. Really, really simple. Or this one, it's pavlova with red wine cherry compote. It's a meringue dessert and it looks simply gourmet. Or how about this drunken cherry galette? Now your cherries and wine sauce aren't just for desserts. You can also make a great appetizer. Look at this. It's goat cheese appetizer with Bing cherry, wine reduction. I mean, just wouldn't that look beautiful on your holiday table? Now I'm making a very simple meat entree with the cherries and wine, but it also goes great with pork tenderloin. I've used that before. Makes a pretty presentation also. And it is wonderful with duck breasts. The rich duck really complements this little bit of a tart sauce. And you can also make it with seared steaks with red wine cherry sauce, or even Alaskan sockeye salmon with cherry wine sauce. I mean, look at all those possibilities you have from one little jar of cherries and wine sauce. Well, it's time to get back to cooking, but there are so many possibilities. So we're opening another jar and we're going to pour our contents out in here. So we're separating our liquid from the cherries. Okay. So we're ending up with less than a half cup of liquid. I'm going to pour it in here. We're going to put in a tablespoon of cornstarch as a thickener. And we're going to mix this up. Separate it all so you don't get lumps. I'm going to add just a little orange zest. Give it a little zing. Now we're just going to thicken it. You see all the lumps are removed. We only have the orange zest. Get it up to a boil. And I'll be back when it's a little bit thicker. So we just have a little ham steak here. It only takes about 3 minutes per side. Now I've flipped it. I'm going to put on our sauce. And we'll cook it for another 3 minutes. I drained some of the water that was in it behind it. Let's have a bite. Let's get some cherry. Right here. Oh, it's delicious. Have one more here. Let's try a little bit of dessert. Cherry on the bottom. And cheesecake pudding on top. This is really good. It would be good too if you put graham cracker on the bottom and then put in the cherry. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video of all the different things you can do with cherries and wine sauce. And if you use it in any different way, please comment below, because you know we all learn from each other. And I love sharing recipes, especially recipes from my home canned goods. Well, thank you very much for watching, and as always, please subscribe and share the knowledge, and thumbs up if you like this video. And remember, all the links are down below.